in life, one of the main things that as humans we have to go through, we must go through, is heartbreak. Um, you go through heartbreak for whatever you need to go through, but the main reason why we should be going through heartbreak is because we need to experience the importance of our worth. Um, there's a lot of people in the world who, kind of don't have standards. They just don't have them. They kind of just take whatever they can get and kind of go with it and just they stay miserable with somebody for the rest of their life. Personally, I don't understand that. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship where I'm not happy. I don't understand that. But it is an inevitable thing where you will be faced to choose whether you're going to accept that, you know what, I need to get my priorities straight and my needs met before, or uh you just don't do that. It's black and white for me. I think we live in a world where people want to experience more love than joy. And what I mean by that is that people will literally see reasons why they shouldn't pursue somebody, but they don't care. Like, they will disregard their own emotions or standards or expectations or boundaries just to feel loved or just to give love. But they won't take a second to just think like, wait, I could be happy right now if I learn to love myself enough to keep my boundaries and my standards and expectations so I could feel another moment of joy versus having to give more of myself to somebody who probably don't even deserve it, which nobody deserves it. But we live in a society where people want, actually, no, we live in a world where people want things now, and nobody wants to wait for the things that are most important to them. I think that when it comes to like what you desire most, if you could get it in an instant, most people would say yes, versus you like just taking a second and realize, maybe I should just work, maybe I should like wait or work on myself first. And that's why you see so many people in the world who are just sad with people. You see those people, you see that marriage couple and that married couple, and you see how like miserable they look. It's because they was more focused on being in love versus like being happy. And they probably tried and tried and tried and realized, shit, like, this ain't gonna work. But we make good money, might as well stay together, have something going for us. You feel me? Or even like some of my viewers may be like young adults, y'all, whoever's in college, y'all be seeing these couples like be in relationships that they don't even have to be in. And like, that SpongeBob meme where it's like he's handcuffed with skinny arms, handcuffs bigger than his arms. He could just slide out of them, but he stays in it. And there be people like that in like abusive relationships or relationships that ain't even giving them anything in return compared to what they're giving to that person. And it's because y'all are more focused on experiencing love than joy. And and deeper than that, because y'all don't got no damn self respects. And it's like, in my opinion, that shit is stupid. And y'all are too damn old to be living that type of way. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Too old for that. Um, I don't understand what makes you think that you can be 18, 19, you know, 20 something, like just living like a kid who thinks that they can make all the mistakes in the world and their character won't be defined by it. Because while like your whole mistakes, like all your mistakes don't define you, there are some that put a print on your character that you should feel like you should feel a way for it. You know what I'm saying? I listened to Die Trying by Drake. Fire song, by the way. And one of the first thing he says, I don't know if I should stay and say I tried or leave and say goodbye. And the reason why first thing he says, and the reason why I like that verse so much is because Drake has, we know Drake. That nigga loves women. He fucks them. All that. He does all that, bro. But he understands that in life, you can either have your cake or eat it too. And he understands that he can either, and it's crazy that this nigga says he's giving himself the option to stay and just say whatever, like I tried, or eat his cake and just leave. And I think that's crazy because it's Drake, one, because then he's a fucking pop star. He could get whatever he wants by doing anything he wants. You feel me? And it's crazy that he understands that, because I think there are a lot of people in this world who don't see it that way. Um, and that takes a lot of self reflection and just kind of like understanding how people maneuver, and also what type of lifestyle you live. You could be a pop star and you still can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's crazy. That's crazy, ain't it? Because I try to eat my cake and have it too all the time, and I never end up satisfied. Um, but yeah, knowing your worth does take a lot of self reflection. It does, because you're trying to figure out, like, who am I supposed to be in this world, right? Like, what am I here for, right? And not even just relationships wise, like socially, like, what do I have to bring to the world, but also, like, let alone like the table, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's the thing, it's not just about relationships, it's also just about like the world itself. The world ain't got nothing to offer to you besides a consistent amount of disappointments, right? But you have to figure out, as you, what are you here for? You feel me? If you don't know, that's because you ain't done the right amount of reflection to realize how valuable you really are. Because the truth is, everybody has value, but there's some people who are probably going through it right now, realizing they ain't worth shit. And that is the best, that is the critical period to realize how valuable you actually are, to put that worth into the world and get like the love you've been deserving for a while. But there are people who will swerve that because they think, nah, I really just want love. Like, I don't even care about working for it. I just want love. I just want love. I just want love. But they don't get the love that they deserve, and they can end up keep succumbing to the disappointment in the world because they just don't care enough to work for it. And that's the thing. It's like, why would you not want to work for something that has a lot more, like, I guess, like, what, reciprocating value, than just to keep giving and losing yourself for everything that you see because you can't control yourself enough to work for it. That don't make no sense to me. I don't get that. And it's crazy because there's people like that in the world that do that stuff. And I be seeing it. This ain't no diss to the couples I be seeing, but I be seeing like couples now who are just like in some most stupidest relationships. Specifically, the niggas that are seniors with juniors, seniors with freaking sophomores. I know some of y'all doing it. Don't diss. Don't lie. Seniors with freshmen. All y'all don't make no sense. Why would y'all not want to experience the fruitfulness of being single, about to graduate, maybe go to college, experience how it is without being in school anymore? Why would you want to throw that away for being with some girl you ain't ever even gonna see next year? I don't care if y'all hang out. I don't care if y'all hang out. I don't care. Like, that ain't nothing to me. Y'all can't build nothing together. She's still in school. You get off of work at 5. She just got out of school. That shouldn't sit right with you, but it do, because you are more focused on experiencing love than experiencing joy. And I'm not saying that you can't experience joy with another person, but I'm saying in the context of how I'm using it, there are some things that joy just does not involve. And sometimes, bro, being in a relationship ain't 100% joy anyways. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's not 100% joy. A relationship can't give you everything you need. You feel me? You get what I'm trying to say? You can get everything you need because you are everything you want. You feel me? Unless you don't think of yourself like that. If you don't, then whatever. But you are everything that you want. And if you have to believe that, and you will be your own joy. You feel me? Now, I'm speaking on a worldly perspective because I'm a Christian. I believe that God is my joy always. But on a worldly perspective, you are everything that you'll want. Trust me. If you don't want to trust me, then I don't give a fuck. I don't care about you. But um, at least understand that, maybe, But I mean, I know a lot of us has been like, we've been cheated on, we've been hurt by people, we've been lied to, trust issues, anxious attachment problems, avoided attachment problems. Um, Even the niggas that are securely attached, y'all niggas ain't normal. People who think that they are somebody different because they got a certain specific type of standards. Some girls I know had a list of all their standards. I don't give a fuck. Like that don't mean nothing. That don't mean you got it all figured out. You feel me? All those different types of people are in those most critical periods to figure out their worth. You feel me? And his thing, it's never gonna end. You're always gonna figure out like kind of where your boundaries are, what your standards are. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I had all my standards figured out with the last girl I was with. Whole time, absolutely not. Now there was a time where um she had asked me if she could get a pixie cut. I told her no. No, she didn't ask me. She asked me if she said if you no, my gosh. She asked me would I break up with her if she got a pixie cut. And I told her yes. And she said that she felt as if I was only getting with her because of her looks. And I explained to her, like, that's not true, but I like you because of your hair. Like, that was like the main thing because I do love curly heads, right? That is one of my preferences. You feel me? Another thing on my standards is I'm a truthful person. That is a standard by me that on myself because I'm a truthful person, right? So I saw no point in lying to her. But when I was honest, I told her that I don't like short haired girls. I don't like girls with short hair or pixie cuts. They're not ugly, but it's like being with a dude, which is ironic because I have a lot of hair. That turned into an argument, and at the end of that argument I felt like I shouldn't have been honest, and it made me think that I was really with her because of her looks. And it's funny because looking back now, like my preferences and boundaries wasn't being respected, but it took self-reflection to realize my confidence in my worth was extremely low. I wouldn't go as far to say I was insecure, but if that's what y'all hearing, cool. But my confidence was low when I was with that girl. I'm not really sure why. I think she just challenged me a lot, and the type of nigga I am. I compromise a whole bunch cuz I know it's necessary for a relationship to work. I communicate a whole bunch cuz I know it's necessary for a relationship to work. I'm authentically me until there's no more me to be given. And I think looking back, seeing how low my confidence was, it redefined one how I'm going to now use my valuableness in the world, but also it reinforced how confident I should be towards anybody, not even just girls, but anybody, because of how insignificant people really are in the world. Know this: people are. It's really because it's a contradictory statement. People are valuable, yes, but people are also insignificant. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna be honest with you. There are people who do great things, but when it comes to like a relationship, you feel me? I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. You get me? Because they don't have no control over my life. You get what I'm trying to say? I don't owe nothing to anybody, but God ain't even a person. But I don't know. I don't owe anything to anybody. You get me? I owe my life to Christ, and that's it. But why would I feel like I need to prove myself to Tyrone over here? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't. He don't got nothing against me. He don't like me. Okay, cool. That's why people to me are insignificant. I'm not saying I don't love people because I love my homeboys. You feel me? They're significant people, but I'm not gonna prove nothing to them. One, I shouldn't even have to. They my friends. They should just know me. You know what I'm saying? Just let that sink. Just let that sink in. But think another song I like is "Throwaway" by Future. Fire song. If you don't know it, I'll kind of give a gist. Future is a toxic ass nigga. We get it. We know. A lot of memes about that nigga. Song "Throwaway" talks about it's a two-parter. Talks about his ego and how he fucks a lot of hoes and just gets a lot of money and does drugs. The second part of the song talks about how sad he is that the girl that he loved the most is now with another nigga and how he misses her and how whenever he's fucking another girl, all he's thinking about is her. Feel me? And this circles back to my point, how? Because even being humble enough to realize that you are a broken person is one of the most important steps to realizing your worth in the world, bro. How can you be valuable if you can't even admit that you're wrong sometimes? How can you be valuable if you can't admit that you a fuck up? You feel me? You can't. Ain't no point. You can't tell me you never done wrong before. You feel me? That's why I love that. That's one of my favorite songs. I like that a lot. I don't really listen to features like that, but that is one of my favorite songs by him because it's like a introspective. You feel me? And I love introspective type music. It's a good song. Another song is My Collection. Talks about this one was a little different because he talks about all the different types of girls, not different types of girls, but he talks about how pretty much any girl he gets with, he is a part of his collection, right? But one of the main things he's like kind of getting at is how he would act in the relationship and in ways where he would tried to love correctly, but it never ended up working out. And I think in that song, it's a good song because he's doing a lot of self reflection. There's a lot of other songs. Drake is like I guess the most prominent figure when it comes to self reflecting and also relationships. I mean, he does a good job at it. You know, you can't really deny that. But if you don't know your worth now, at your age, it's never too late. It's not like a time. But actually, there is a too late. There is a late. There is a time limit. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and it's death. You know, but it's a little weird. I'll say if you don't know how valuable you truly are, because everybody has value. But if you don't know your worth, you gonna be one insecure ass nigga in a relationship. I'll keep it a bean. Cause you can't even tell a girl no when you don't want to do something. Cause you probably gonna be a freaking people pleaser. Or a pussy pleaser. If you get my point. Um, and for you to and I'm talking to the dude specifically, if you a girl you don't know your worth, respectfully, um, that's low key kind of normal. I'm gonna keep it a buck. In this world, bro, a lot of girls don't know their worth. All right, I'm not saying don't work on it, but I'm saying like it ain't really that. It ain't that big a deal. I mean, y'all can really do whatever y'all want and get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? But the dudes got to work for their shit. If you a dude and you don't know your own worth, that low key makes me mad for you, and that's a problem because to me, you just a girl. Um, or a gay dude, whatever you want to call it, because it's important for men to know their worth because they are the ones who have to work for pretty much anything that they want in the world. Girls can go on OnlyFans and show their ass or titties and get paid for it. Men can't do that. We don't have that privilege. So you need to realize your position in the world and work with that and push that out for everybody to see. And you can't be scared to do that, bro. You gotta understand that you're gonna be living in a life where no is gonna be said more than yes. And you gotta keep your worth on your back and wear it proudly with not a lot of pride, but enough pride to be shining in the light, to well, shining in the dark rather, that everybody else can be seen. Like no matter how many times this nigga gets hit, he's still walking. You feel me? Now I know cringy shit, but I mean genuinely, if you don't got no sense of worth as a dude, what you here for? You know? Um, yeah, man. That's my take of the day.